Microsoft's going under, E3's canceled for the next couple of years, and Nintendo Direct, the pharmacy is now open.
You are tuned into the video game pharmacy.
Yo, I keep doing that. I gotta stop doing that. Yo, what is up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of VGRx, your weekly dose of your
commonly frequent.
You're sometimes frequent video. I'm really struggling.
Keep going, guys.
Help
This is
me.
great.
Help me. Help me.
Bi-weekly is what we've been going with.
Bi-weekly podcasts.
Video game podcast.
That's the-
there you
What
go.
kind? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I went off script and I messed it
Is
up.
that about our best intro ever?
That's on
I
me,
think.
and I apologize. Well, I keep doing the hey guys, how's it going?
Hey.
It's your boy Scott. I have my boy Brittin over
Hi,
here.
guys.
I have my boy Zach here.
Hello.
He missed last week, so he's got to catch
and
up.
we
I
missed
did.
him.
Yeah. I feel
We
like
did. We
I'm
missed you.
spacing. I miss you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you were busy. You weren't busy because you were here.
Nope.
And
I was like, Scott, you're not going to any garage sales today. I'm coming over.
No
We're
garage
doing this.
sales for me.
There was too much news. We couldn't.
That's
couldn't
true.
Not
Oh
do
yeah,
it.
you were here early because you were on vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Ted-
Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. Sorry about that absolute stumble of an intro.
Loved it.
We like to keep our listeners on our toes. It's okay.
On our toes specifically.
yes, on
Cool.
our toes.
Keep them on
their-
our toes.
Yeah, keep them on our toes. Oh man, this is gonna be an episode, boys.
Can't wait.
That's okay though.
But yeah, so we're back for another bi-weekly news dump.
That's it.
Where
We haven't called it that before,
I
but
mean-
it gets the point across, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's the best way to put it.
It's our new tagline.
I know we got, as you heard from the start, we got a little things to talk about.
Yep.
Obviously Nintendo Directy stuff.
Yeah.
Some
E3's not over yet, guys.
Ooh, I mean, you
Buckle
know.
up. But it is.
yeah, it is, but it's not.
Yeah.
And then some Microsoft stuff. But before we start with that, Zach, because he missed last week, didn't give us
Yes.
the answer for whatever the question of the week, month,
I
year.
can't have you guys present and say your own answers.
when
you
I
know?
get my only thing.
I have to own something on this show.
That's fair.
you know?
Did we give ourselves a question of the day?
We did not.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
No.
I can remember if we did or didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
We
hey,
thought
Zach,
about it.
I know people have had a month to cheat on this question. I know people are clamoring at the bit.
Yes, seriously, they've been waiting.
Yeah, I've been waiting with breathless breath.
What kind of breath?
I don't.
Yeah, I know what.
You know what I'm trying
yes,
to say.
I do. Yes.
Bated breath.
Bated
There
breath.
you
There it
go.
is.
That's the word.
there you go.
So first off, what was the question?
Oh, we had quite a few actually.
Okay.
And I asked you guys a bunch. Do you want the answers, all the questions and all the answers, or
It was a bunch.
It was-
Now I'm drawing
Yeah,
a
it was like
complete blank.
3.
Okay, yeah, we want them all.
Oh yeah, because he gave us like an easy,
You
medium,
want-
hard.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. All right. So the first one was when did the original Street Fighter game come out? Scott, you said 1989. Brittin, you said 1990. It came out in 87.
Oh,
So you guys are
wow.
close. You guys are
And was
close.
that an arcade cabinet?
Yes.
Street
Yep.
Fighter, the
August
arcade
12th,
cabinet?
1987.
I'm
Got
gonna
it.
say I was closer, so I won.
Agreed.
So, and then the next one. So it gets harder and harder and more speculative as we go along. But at the time that I wrote this question and answered it and looked up an answer, I asked you guys, what was the fastest Tears of the Kingdom speed run? And Scott, you said an hour and 27.
Scott very confidently said an hour 27.
Yes, very confidently.
Yeah.
And then Britt, you said 28 minutes.
Okay.
The answer is an hour and 8 seconds. So
Right in
Scott,
the-
you're
right in
pretty
the
close.
middle, but
And
you
that's
still win.
a general guess.
What is it now though? Because that was a month ago.
I would have to look that up. I'll look it up and
Okay.
I'll get back to you guys
Yeah,
on
I'm
it.
curious because I bet you money it's like 45 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, maybe something
If
like
not knocked all the way down to 28 minutes and 58 seconds.
that. Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to be able to knock it down that
Unless
quickly,
they find one of
though.
those crazy bugs that just sends you straight to end credits,
That's
which
fair.
happens a lot in the speedrunning community.
I mean, a lot of them are like an any percent would be quote unquote like you can use glitches,
Yeah.
but you have to like at least defeat the final boss.
right. Yeah.
So, and I guess the hard part of that game, like going quickly, would be getting through the sky
I feel like
plateau.
with the Great Plateau, you could get off of it in a variety of ways,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it was a little trickier. With this, I think if you just find water down below, you could jump off any time.
It won't let you.
But they probably strategically. Oh, really?
No, it won't let you.
Oh, I guess I
Trust
never
me,
tried.
I did try. It
tried.
would not allow me to.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay. It's getting through that tutorial then.
Yep.
All right, now we're getting to the speculative territory.
Ooh,
So how many? I asked you, how many weapons do you think are in Breath of the Wild? And this
Oh,
is
that's
in an
right.
approximation. So,
What did we say?
Brittin, you said there's about 65. Scott, you said there's about 75. And I kind of tried to pull everything I could, and there's approximately 120.
Wow.
Didn't give that
weapons in
game
Breath of the
nearly
Wild.
enough credit. Okay.
Dang.
And then the next one is how many weapons you think there are in Tears of the Kingdom?
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of have the opposite effect here. Scott, you said 135. Britt, you said 101.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of based off the information I could find, because it was early on, I guessed approximately 79
Interesting.
weapons.
Huh.
And that's
probably base weapons.
Base weapons, but
Base
there's also
weapons.
like rusty and not rusty versions of every weapon, so those probably counted as one
Yeah.
according to what you were looking at.
Yeah.
So I could see it.
So interesting
interesting.
how the different games flip, right?
Yeah.
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 But when you think about it, right, like they have like less base weapons in Tears of the Kingdom, but when you combine things together,
Then it's
there's
Borderlands all of a
way-
sudden.
yeah,
you
there's
got a
way more-
gazillion weapons.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing better than putting a beam of a laser beam
Uh-huh.
on top of a sword and
Oh, yeah.
swinging it like a lightsaber.
A really, really long
A
lightsaber.
really, really long lightsaber.
Love it. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
was fun,
Good
man.
questions.
Yeah.
I think they're challenging.
No, they
They
were.
definitely
Yeah.
were.
I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed not having to guess the president of some random dump company back when Atari was the thing.
I
You-
think
you
you
love learning stuff.
I prefaced the fact that they're going to be difficult, so I think that got you ready for it.
It did, yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't sideline you.
yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, hey,
Hey.
let's go into a Gmail real fast.
I love it.
Cool, because I know you said you had something.
Oh man, I got like 5 Gmails
Oh,
if you
no.
want them.
Oh.
Let's keep it a one.
Lo-
Do you have
locked and
one?
loaded.
I do have a Gmail.
Okay.
You want me to
I
start?
want you to go. Yeah.
All right. I don't know if you guys are you Scott, you might have heard something about it, but I haven't delved into this realm at all. But Diablo 4
Yeah.
came out, and
It did come
I never played Diablo series. I haven't played any games like that really. And when my friends were like, hey, you want to play it? I say, yeah, sure. They fell off, but I ended up playing it. Beat it in hardcore, which I'm very proud of.
Wow, dude. Okay.
And been having a blast. I wish I knew how many hours I had in it, but the Blizzard the client doesn't tell you how many hours you play
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
in
got
the
it.
game, so I really don't know, but I put a
Are you
lot.
sure?
The BattleNet.
I tried finding it. I
Do you
couldn't
have
find
a-
it in the client.
The Diablo 4 has like a what do they call it? A text like bubble, right? Like where you can type things out.
Uh-huh.
If you do /playtime, it should tell you.
Oh, sweet.
You'll have to check that
Yeah,
out.
I'm gonna do that.
Because
I'll let you guys
they do
know.
that in WoW. You have
It's
to
funny,
do
I-
/playtime.
I brought up Diablo 4 on the show maybe 2 months ago before it had launched,
Uh-huh.
and both of you guys were like, I could not care less about that game.
I don't
I'm
care.
thrilled to hear that you picked it up, Zach, and that you
Yeah.
enjoyed your time with it. That's
yeah.
cool.
I mean, I wasn't really expecting anything of it, and then like it was getting good reviews. The betas had good reviews, and I'm like, I'm gonna step out of my comfort zone, and play something I haven't usually played. So
Mhm.
I played it, and I loved it. But long story short, I was talking to some of my coworkers about, I beat it in hardcore. I'm gonna start doing the dungeons. I go home that night, hop in a dungeon, and I get like 2-shotted and killed, and I lost my character.
No.
I was preparing for my death. I knew it was going to come eventually, but I didn't
Was-
expect it
So
so
your
soon.
first character you rolled, you went hardcore?
No, so my first character went softcore,
Oh,
and then
okay.
my friends were like, hey, let's go hardcore.
Yeah.
And once I went hardcore, I'm like, I can't go back to playing softcore, so I
The
deleted
stakes
my
just aren't there.
softcore character,
Yeah.
and now I have like I think 4 characters that have died. I'm back at I beat it, so I can skip the campaign, but now I'm back to ground zero, kind of grinding through dungeons and stuff like that.
Okay.
But that's okay though, because building them out is fun.
Well, I hear the end game content is actually really solid in that game.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get to see as much of it with a hardcore character though, right?
Well, if you can stay alive,
Right. I know, but that's a big
If you're a
if.
good gamer, you'll be
I
fine.
can't relate. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You filthy casual.
It's very fun though. Would
That's
10 out of
rad.
10 recommend.
Wow, 10
the,
out of
The
10.
campaign is fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just good.
Those Blizzard cinematics though, aren't they great?
So good. I
Yeah.
have a very soft spot for Lilith, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
The
Interesting.
protagonist.
Is that a spoiler? No, I don't know.
antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She antagonizes
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah.
I like the Overwatch cinematics, but that's
yeah.
all I like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As far as Blizzard goes?
Yeah.
How about that Warcraft 3
I
stuff,
mean,
man?
where's the lie?
Yeah.
No, it's
They're
definitely
fantastic.
True. Definitely true.
Uh,
Yeah, that's my
awesome.
Gmail.
Cool.
Cool, man.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks.
Keep playing. Report
I will.
back to us. I
I
love
will.
it.
Hit me with it.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who,
let's hear it,
me?
Brit.
I don't know how to pick.
I mean, you already know what I'm
yeah,
gonna pick.
yeah. I picked like your top one.
Well, number one is I beat Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah?
I guess I have to roll with that.
Didn't do
Nice.
any side quests, just went all main story.
100 and-
Look at this man's background on his phone. Oh my god.
115 hours.
Yeah.
So I did not beeline through this game. I really took my time, and I did all the things I really wanted to do. And after finishing it, I've already put another 10 hours into it, I think. So.
Do you want to hear something crazy?
Oh yeah, what's
I've
up?
probably put. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine.
But I've probably put about maybe 50 or 60 hours, and I
Yeah.
just got to Death Mountain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Have you done any of the other
Nope.
dungeons, temples?
I have.
Okay.
I have done the
The one in the sky, right?
No.
Oh,
No, yeah, the Zoro one. Not Zoro.
Rito Village.
one.
Okay, got it. That's cool. You got a lot of game ahead of you still.
I know.
It's so very good. And
I've already maxed out my stamina bar.
I want to double down on my statement that this is the best Zelda story in Zelda history. It's so
crazy.
good. The story is such a focal point in this, and I didn't expect that, and we haven't really seen Zelda take that approach before.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they did, because they did a really good job.
They didn't want to just make a game where you go to A to B.
Yeah. Well, and when the structure's already there, the engine is there, the world is there, the world map was already built.
Yeah.
You have all this time to flesh out the details
Which
of
is
how you want to tell the story and what new features you want to add.
It's funny because when you play the game, right, there's little things you'll notice about the map, but it feels like a brand new map. Even though it's the same exact map.
Yeah. It feels familiar but foreign at the same time.
Yep,
yeah,
exactly.
They walk that line brilliantly, I would say. So there's a couple moments in that game where the story is just like nothing short of breathtaking, where you're like, I cannot believe that just happened, and that's so amazingly cinematic. One halfway through, one at the end are the highlights of that, and I want you to hit those moments in the game because they'll blow your mind.
Will I notice? Will I know when I
You'll
get
know
them?
exactly what I'm talking
cool.
about when they happen.
Exciting.
You're like, did they really just do that? Did they really go there?
Yeah.
And you don't say that when you're playing Zelda games.
That's
You're like, that
awesome.
was a cool boss. I got this neat item.
Yeah.
That's usually the conversation around
Not
Zelda
like,
games.
oh, do you remember when so-and-so did so-and-so thing? Yeah.
Yep. The new characters are fantastic.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like them so far.
So good. Yep. That's it. That's the G
What,
mount.
what would you rate it out of 10?
10, 100%.
Wow.
Easy.
Dang.
It's
That is awesome.
I still sort of hesitate to say that it's my favorite Zelda game ever, but it's easily in the top 3, and it's got to be a close contender for number 1. It's so good. Yeah. And you guys know, based on all my many critiques of Breath of the Wild, that I do not say that lightly.
No, I know.
I
you
went
don't.
in with a very
it's big.
tempered expectation. I was like, I hope they improved on some of that stuff, but if they didn't, I might not like the direction Zelda is going. But
I mean, it's crazy
I was
because
wrong.
you love Zelda 2. Was your favorite
Zelda
of all
2
time?
is so good.
So,
yeah.
God, I played it for because I just got it.
Okay.
And I played it for a little bit. Holy crap! It was awful. I was like, I hate playing this game.
You're a monster.
I'm gonna keep it just for a collection standpoint.
Yeah.
But boy, howdy, did I pop that thing in for 5 minutes? I was like, I never want to play this.
Well, you're
game
playing on the
ever
original
again.
cartridge on an NES.
I am. Yeah, I'm
That's-
playing the OG.
That's part of the problem.
No, it's not.
I
That
personally
is not part of the problem.
cannot play that game anymore without save states and rewind.
Yeah.
There's just no way. It's so hard.
That's called cheating.
I know. Agreed.
You just gotta think about how far we come when it comes to like core functionality of games and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, for
all
sure.
the old school stuff.
And
But I mean,
attention span. We're not willing to deal with major setbacks in our games anymore. Like if
Ooh,
you
that's
lose a
so
bunch of
true.
progress, you get instantly turned off. You know, oh, correction. I stand corrected. What? Give me an example.
I mean, I gave you a
Zach.
little
What's up?
finger wag. I mean,
Right.
you think about all the hardcore.
Well, there's like the
kind of
Souls games and stuff like that.
Souls. What's the other hard one?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
There's exceptions. You're not wrong.
Remnant.
But, I mean, for the most part, games checkpoint every 30 seconds, and if they don't, we'll get annoyed. You know.
True.
So I
True.
don't know.
The hardcore stuff makes it worthwhile.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're playing Diablo on hardcore, so you
Yeah.
totally get where I'm coming from
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey Scott.
What's up?
Do you have any fun gaming moments this week?
Honestly,
You want to talk about?
I don't.
You can't go 2 weeks in a row without a G mount
I-
because I don't think you had one last week either.
I've been busy.
I don't care.
I've been doing my business, and
not,
I just
not my problem.
Okay.
what you got?
Okay. I went into a giant hole in Tears of the Kingdom. Now it's cool.
That's neat. All
Yeah.
right, cool.
I found.
You're almost at
whoa,
Death
whoa,
Mountain.
calm down over there, man.
Did
Holy
you
crap!
Did you play any other games at all this week?
No.
Just a little Tears of the Kingdom. That was it.
I've been really busy.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Look, man, it takes a long time to test 32 cartridges of NES games.
I bet it does.
Like
And
I
you
had
have to beat them all to completion to
You
make
had to-
sure they're fully functional, right?
Yeah, that's what I did.
That's rough.
Dude, the NES is finicky as heck.
Oh,
bro.
okay.
Like it is like you have to like kind of You have to clean out all the pins. You have to really get it in there just snug enough, but not too snug.
You
to
get
where,
yourself a top loader. I don't think you'll have that issue.
No.
But they're uncommon.
Yeah,
they're expensive.
They are.
So.
I think like just a loose one is like $150.
Got it.
I might be wrong. They might be like 80, but still.
I don't think those had all those pin connectivity issues
No.
that the front loaders did.
No,
Yeah.
it didn't.
Can't you like shove something else in there on top of the cartridge after you push it down to help with that?
Maybe
I've seen tricks. I don't know.
Maybe I don't know, man. Who knows? The
Yeah.
only thing I know is I clean all the pins out with the isopropyl alcohol, and
Yeah,
it seems
okay.
to do the trick. But
Got it.
yeah, I mean, I played Tears of the Kingdom like for a bit, you know, just because like I really do love it a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of taking it in moderation. But
So that's a healthy approach to gaming.
yeah, I mean, like I haven't really done much, you know. Like I honestly I haven't played League in forever.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't like I guess the most quote unquote gaming thing that I've done. Did you just delete the whole doc? Oh, okay.
I still got it.
Oh,
Don't worry.
Cool. I saw his screen go black on his phone. I thought he deleted the whole
Suddenly
thing.
the show's a lot less
Yeah,
interesting.
it's all gone.
Oh,
We're
no.
winging it.
I think the most quote unquote gaming thing I've done this whole week was I've been in a D&D campaign for about a year now.
Yeah.
And we're slowly creeping towards the end of it. Until we weren't. So
Just hard to get people together or what?
no. We get people together almost every single week. So we do Thursdays every week for the past year. There's been a couple that like I've missed and some other people have missed, and you know that's just how life works. But specifically, we were for those D&D heads out there. We're playing Curse of Strahd right now. And we're literally going to Strahd's castle right now to like go defeat him and try and escape where we're at. But Torsen, one of our buddies who's a part of the campaign, his whole kind of goal, the whole campaign has been to find his wife who was taken from him and brought to this world. Just to find out that she's dead, but wants to still try and find a way to bring her back. Well, eventually we all got this power to be able to basically pray to a god in the game and get a free wish. Essentially, you roll a D100, and if it's below 10, you get a wish from a god. And it's not like, bring this person back. Okay, I'll do it. It's like, which god are you praying to? What do they like? What they don't like? Will they actually do it? You know, things like that. And last session we played, I rolled. I got a 1 on a D100, believe it or not.
That's amazing.
And I wished to help him find his wife. And instead of like, you know, oh, she's here, I got this like very strong gut feeling to just head north from where we're at. And we were like right outside basically the main boss's lair and just decided to just head straight north. Way out of the
Like
way.
Skyrim stuff.
Way out of the way, bro.
Forget the campaign. We got other things we want to do.
And yeah, that's where we ended. We got to this castle with this maniac wizard that we're trying to defeat and find my buddy's dead wife.
I think you guys all just subconsciously decided you didn't want it to end.
Yeah.
So you want to do
Maybe.
something different instead.
Maybe. But anyway, that's I guess that could be my gaming moment of the week.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, I talked enough about it.
Is it gaming? Then it counts.
D&D's gaming.
Totally. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I love
that
D&D.
works.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
I need to play Hunt because the new campaign just came out for
So
it.
you guys just play
I thought about playing it.
like
Yeah?
you
You're
play
playing it?
written
I thought about
campaigns?
playing Hunt.
You should.
Yeah.
I'll play with you.
Everybody's told me that it's great, and I would love it.
It is.
'cause I'm
It's
kind of like a battle royale nerd.
Dude, I'll play it with you. I'd love to play with you.
Alright.
What were you saying? Sorry.
Are these like pre-written campaigns that you guys play through? Or?
Yeah, so like it's a book, right?
Yep.
But obviously like there's a ton of different things. So I'm sure there's like half the things we missed or could have done differently or could have gotten a quest or so
Yes.
but didn't.
Okay,
know.
got it.
So, you know, like there's 1,000,001 things that you could see and we're just seeing 10 of them.
Okay.
So,
got it.
you know, that's the thing about campaigns. I made this real fast. This isn't a game moment, but this is more of a D&D thing. They just specifically did a Tears of the Kingdom D&D campaign. I think it was most of the guys from like College Humor. I think Matt Mercer was the DM because
Nice.
obviously he is.
These have to be, yeah.
Yeah, he has to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they had this Tears of the Kingdom, and I was thinking the other day, I was like, what if they had, because Matt Mercer could do it too. What if they had an Overwatch D&D campaign?
Yeah,
Matt
okay.
Mercer could be the DM.
Oh,
I
that'd be
mean,
cool.
he is Cassidy, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be really cool.
We've seen
but
D&D based on pretty much every property out
you can
there.
do it anything.
so-
They literally have an Adventure Time like
Yeah, okay.
handbook. So
Zelda 2?
I'm sure.
I'm in.
Okay, dude, I'm sure they have everything you can think of. It's probably out there.
Yeah, no doubt. That's
Yeah.
cool. Very versatile.
Well, hey, let's talk about new stuff instead of just stupid stuff. No, I'm joking. It's
None
not
of this is stupid. It's all great.
it's all good. It's all
good.
good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's really good.
Yeah. What do we want
So,
to start with?
We had a big Nintendo Direct this week, but we could
go straight
No,
to
no,
Nintendo.
listen. You didn't let me finish my sentence.
Okay.
We could finish with that maybe. We'll go through some of this other stuff
Sure.
first because
Let's do it. We always start with
Nintendo. Exactly.
Let's let the fans decide.
Yeah.
So we're gonna wait here for the next hour.
Somebody better tweet at us or something.
It's gonna be
This is
real
gonna get
quiet.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of the big things that's going on this week is this big trial between Microsoft and the FTC about the potential Activision acquisition, Activision Blizzard. And the trial's been, trial-ish. There's a lot of people on the stand talking about a lot of different things, but a lot of weird behind-the-curtain inside industry stuff has come out of this.
Yeah.
Things that we don't normally get a look at
That
from
they had
executives
to
of companies.
expose,
And
right?
Yep. In the interest of proving their case in this trial and hopefully going through with the acquisition. So it's been kind of fun to watch that play out.
Yeah.
I believe today, the day we're recording, is the last day of the trial. So it sounds like there will be a verdict pretty soon as to whether or not they can actually go through with the acquisition.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't happen, if they don't end up going through with it, I think they still have to pay Activision $3 billion. They had an agreed price upon up front in case the deal doesn't go through.
Yeah.
That's a parting
troubles.
cost. I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's still a large chunk of money.
Yep,
you know?
absolutely. So it's hard to say right now which way this trial is going because there's been so many random, interesting pieces of information that came out of this. I couldn't say one way or the other whether I think they're going to be able to go through with this or not.
Well, I saw one statement saying Microsoft claimed that basically all these international regulators from Canada, from the UK, and everything, and obviously we talked about it, I think on our previous podcast, 117, I think, saying they support this acquisition when they receive pushback from Canada, the pushback from UK that we know off the top of our heads.
Yep.
So how are they going to say that everybody supports this when they're obviously not?
Yeah.
It just doesn't make
U.S.
sense.
apparently doesn't care. They're like, yes, money.
I think this is the longest they've gone head to head with any governing body
In a long
over
time.
the issue.
Microsoft or video games, like in general?
Microsoft.
Oh, okay.
Specifically. Yeah. So did any of these specific things that came out of this catch your guys' eye? One thing I thought was funny was who was it that said it? It was one of the executives of Microsoft. Basically, was talking about Xbox's performance over the last few generations, and how they have seen this slow decline from generation to generation in terms of how many consoles they get out there. With the 360 PS3 era, it was pretty neck and neck.
Yeah.
And Xbox started really strong. The 360 came out of the gate strong. They had tons of great games. People were loving it. Sony eventually kind of caught up. But every generation since then, we've seen slow and steady decline. I was thinking about it today, and it might have started with Kinect. Kinect was late 360, but it was a peripheral. It was optional. But right out of the gate, Xbox One, they packaged it with every console on the shelf. It was not an optional thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people said, that's a bad idea. This is... long term, this is probably going to hurt you. They probably saw it as, well, if people don't want it, they don't have to plug it in or something. I don't know how they justified it at the time, but you're paying for a $100+ piece of tech, whether you want it or not. And then ultimately, it didn't really last very long throughout that generation. It was supported pretty heavily in the beginning and then sort of tapered off, and you didn't see many studios taking advantage of that functionality.
Well, it was also not good.
It was not great. I mean, there were a couple examples of games that were pretty fun, but it was kind of a Wii Sports situation.
Just
where,
Dance.
Yeah.
I mean, Wii Sports is great. People still love playing Wii Sports
yeah,
today.
There was no killer app really that you can point to for it. There was a Kinect Sports game, which was like, hey, we're doing the motion control thing too, and it wasn't great. But I kind of point to that as like the beginning of the end for Microsoft for their hardware endeavors, and it's only gotten progressively worse since then. Was there a Kinect at all with the new Xboxes?
No.
I don't think so. No.
It
was just that previous generation.
Got rid of it.
Yeah, and maybe it was just too much baggage to recover from. But it's just gotten worse and worse for them since then.
The Xbox One also came bundled with it. So it was the 360, and then they moved it to the Xbox One.
Yep.
Granted, the Xbox One was way better, like way, way, way better.
The Kinect for the Xbox One.
The Kinect, yeah. Sorry, what did I say?
There was one at the tail end of the 360,
yeah.
and then they launched one for the Xbox One. Yeah,
so the Xbox One Kinect was way better than the Kinect for the 360 was.
True.
But again, it still goes with the same factor that there was nothing good with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Never had
So,
that
like,
killer app.
Who cares?
So where I was going with that is one of the executives, while he was on trial on the stand, basically said that Microsoft has lost the console wars, and he used that terminology, which is kind of funny because we all talk about the console wars, or we did for many generations, but you never heard executives actually refer to it and talk about it as like this real thing.
Yeah.
It was more like gamers who liked one system or another would talk about it in their free time.
Yeah.
So to hear an executive say
Like
it
us.
and to say we lost is kind of a jarring thing, kind of an enlightening thing.
Yeah.
So where does that leave Microsoft? Because what we see is them just buying up studios right and left, trying to acquire all of this content to then, theoretically, I guess the idea is lock it up behind their own console,
Yeah.
and their consoles aren't selling.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't understand why they're pushing so hard for this.
Don't know. That's a good question.
For me, like the pivot is that Microsoft, as a parent company for Xbox, is a software company.
Right.
They operate in the software realm, and then that's where they know how to succeed and how to be better than probably most companies.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where they're going to fail because what do we like? We like having the Switch. We like having a PS5, but their hardware doesn't, it's not promoted as much as the other two. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just feel like they're transitioning out, and this might be the downfall.
Well, we've also seen them buy a lot of other big studios over the years. They bought Rare. More recently, they bought Bethesda. And we haven't really seen Microsoft bring anything to the table with those studios. They
Right.
kind of just let them continue to operate and function as they would if they were still independent studios. The only exception now is that a lot of that stuff goes exclusive to Microsoft consoles.
And we also, and on top of that, there's rumors or news that coming out of the trial that they also contemplated buying up other studios as well.
This was interesting.
Yeah, and we have a list here, and some of these will stand out, some of these won't, but I'll go through them here. So Thunderful, Supergiant Games, Niantic, Playrix, Zynga, Bungie, IO Interactive, and Scopely.
Okay.
Yeah, I know some of those.
And then Sega was a big contender
And
too at
Sega
one
as well,
point.
yep.
Yeah, they were talking about picking up that. Part of it was that they wanted to enhance their overseas presence. Xbox has always been a pretty big brand name in the United States, but elsewhere in the world it's generally struggled. Like Europe's big on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Obviously in Japan Sony and Nintendo are huge, but if you look at sales charts for like Xbox Microsoft systems in Japan, they're like there's almost nothing being sold. So they were looking for ways to, I guess, permeate that market more too.
I guess.
But this is not the way to do that.
So,
this is not the way.
I'm surprised they're going to try and buy Niantic, because Niantic is the one that made Pokemon Go.
It's a mobile developer.
Granted, they make other things, but do you really think Nintendo's going to let them do that?
Well,
because if they do,
I feel like Pokemon Go was a one and done thing. Niantic has done games before and since,
but they still work on it.
Yeah, that's true.
So if Microsoft buys Niantic, what does that mean for Pokemon Go?
Good point. Yeah.
Does that mean Nintendo owns it and they're going to just kick Niantic off of it, or what?
I'd like to think there's pre-existing contracts.
I'm sure
that would stand
there's
if something like that
happened.
happened.
There's a paper trail we don't know about,
or they just shut it down. Maybe, I don't know.
Ooh, I highly doubt that.
It makes a lot of
the only
money,
reason
so
why
I
they
doubt
want to
it
buy
too.
it is because of the money.
Yeah,
that's the only reason.
Yeah.
So
then Activision's it's the big name here, obviously, that they're working on trying to buy. A lot of conversation back and forth happened related to the Call of Duty franchise specifically.
Yes.
And Microsoft's trying to make the argument that them owning Call of Duty will not hurt the rest of the industry in a meaningful way. And part of the FTC trial, the things that they're bringing against them is saying that it would. I think Sony went on record as saying that them losing Call of Duty from their platforms would cost them something like $9 million.
Wow, that's like a drop.
I don't know
the
how
pan.
you even come up with that number. Throw out
9
that
million,
number.
9 million is a drop
Sorry,
in the pan.
I meant 900 million. Did I say 9 million?
You did say 9
gosh,
million.
yeah, no,
that's not a lot.
that's not a big deal.
million.
So almost $1 billion, and I don't know if they mean over the life of the past life of that franchise or going forward or yearly. I really don't know. But it's not insignificant to them, so they were making that case. And Microsoft swears up and down that their plan is not to go exclusive with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
But everyone else in the industry seems pretty skeptical that will be the case. Yeah. We're already seeing with Bethesda that Starfield is exclusive. There's talk of the Elder Scrolls and Fallout games becoming exclusive in the future. Mm-hmm. They say a lot of that is still up in the air, undecided, but it seems pretty clear that they want to own all of these franchises.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you take a
And
look
call
at
the
it
shots.
too, if you look at Microsoft, obviously a massive company, if they get approval to buy Activision or these other studios, they can tie up all these basically, what do you call them? Basically lawsuits to stop them from being exclusive. They can tie them up in court for years and years and years.
This stuff plays out over the course of time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's nothing really anybody can do if they do approve the purchase.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Strange times. I guess we'll know by the time we record next time if this deal has gone through or not.
Oh, yeah.
But what we won't know is what is Microsoft's fate? We're just gonna have to watch it play out over the next few years.
I'm already convinced they lost the console war.
Yeah, but
as long as I get the games on my PC, I don't care.
To the point where they'll stop making hardware. That's kind of the
Maybe.
question.
Maybe
What's in it for them anymore?
nothing.
If they could almost just own all these studios, let them be multi-platform, and just rake in the cash off of them.
Exactly.
What they should do is buy Steam.
Okay.
Buy Valve.
Oh, Lord.
Buy Valve.
Talk about
Let's just
lawsuit.
not.
I'm talking buy Valve.
Talk about monopolies.
And then they own the PC market.
Mhm.
But they already do anyways.
Yeah.
So, you know.
So all these games for
Who cares?
Windows that launch day and date on Xbox and on PC,
They
are they
don't.
through Steam? Do they come through Steam, or is it games for Windows Live?
9 times out of 10.
Okay.
I've never used Windows Live.
Oh, okay.
Ever. I only ever use Steam.
You're like the Windows
Got it.
storefront.
Never use it.
Yeah.
Ever.
Microsoft storefront.
Everything's on Steam. All of
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
So, you know what? Let's change it. How about Valve buys Microsoft because I like Valve better.
Microsoft is one of the biggest companies in the world. Nobody can afford to buy
Bite
them.
your tongue.
Yeah, sorry.
Bill Gates, if you need any ideas, I'm here for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice of you.
Thanks. What can I say?
Yeah, they're like, Sony did this to us. Sony backed us into a corner because they have all these great exclusives.
Mhm.
So we have to buy up studios to get great exclusives.
Yeah.
Like Sony curated that lineup over the course of decades of fostering studios that they worked closely with. They weren't even always first party studios. They were just studios that liked the Sony hardware and had a history with Sony, so they kept developing there. But Microsoft's just we're going to force it. We're going to buy the stuff up and call it our own.
Hey, man, if you throw
Doesn't-
enough money
doesn't
at
work.
it, right?
Yeah.
It'll fix your problems clearly.
Sometimes that works.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Well,
We'll
hey,
see.
speaking about history.
Yeah.
E3.
Aw. R.I.P.
Yeah, RIP. Did you guys hear?
Yeah.
E3's
tell us.
canceled.
Yeah, so the LA Tourism Board of Commissioners basically flat out said during some presentation that they have no plans to do E3 2024 or 2025.
Uh-huh.
The ESA, the corporation that actually puts on E3 though, has yet to release a statement on it.
But they haven't had an E3 in 3 years.
So they could theoretically hold it somewhere else. They've done that before in a different city, even if they wanted to.
but why would
they? Yeah, we saw the way that quote unquote E3 played out this year,
Yeah.
and it was one of the best showings for the game industry in a long time.
Yeah.
And E3 was not a part of it because
Exactly.
E3 didn't exist. So
And guess what? You know what we get all our new games and announcements from?
what?
The Game Awards.
That's true. And
So-
now
Yeah.
Summer Games Fest.
Yeah, Summer
Yep.
Games
Your boy
Fest.
Jeff.
Yeah, my boy Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
There's a ton of things that kind of took that spot from them.
Last week, or the last time we recorded, we went through so much of that stuff and we didn't even scratch the surface. There was entire shows that we didn't even get to because we ran out of time, but
Yeah.
there was so much content, so much to keep track of, so many new announcements and trailers.
And you don't need
debuts.
you don't need to pay for any booth. You don't
Right.
need to pay for a stage.
Yeah.
You don't need to pay you just do it all online, record it in house with a bunch of people who already work for you.
Yeah.
You know?
These developers have got to be loving it.
Exactly.
And if they still want to rub elbows with fans, they go to PAX.
they go to PAX.
You know?
Exactly.
It's kind of the best of both worlds for
Yeah.
them. So
So, I have no skin in E3, right? It was
Mhm.
cool to watch back in the day
Yep.
when the internet wasn't as big as it is.
Mhm.
But it's just I had no plans to ever go to E3 because why would I?
Yeah.
When you can just do the same stuff at PAX.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know.
I was sad about it at first. I've told you guys that,
Yeah.
but seeing the way things played out over June this year, because June was always that month.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was great, and the content was there. The studios brought the games and showed them off.
Yep.
And we have a lot to look forward to, and that's really what came away from E3. That's why it was worth getting excited about. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm fine with it.
I'm I'm sad that it's gone because it is definitely like a good history. Like I loved watching it on G4 back in the day when X-Play and Attack of the Show.
Take those days off and just make it a week. Yeah, it was great.
I loved it. It was so much fun. It was fun like getting up in the morning and watching the presentation and stuff.
And
but
the interviews.
But it's just, it's not like that
Watching
anymore.
the stage presentations where they're talking about financials to a crowd of gamers. They're like, here's how many units of this title we sold.
We're going to, if it was Microsoft who went first, they would say the price of their console. And then Sony would be like, let's knock off $100 off our console.
Yeah. Last minute changes to the agenda.
That always tickled my fancy.
Yeah, I always enjoyed like the developer interviews too. They would do like above the crowd and stuff like that, and there'd always be those people that would slip up.
That's
say
fun.
Something, and then it just gets picked
You're
apart.
Right. Just the fact that it's not live changes things, because that stuff was fun.
Yeah.
When people mess up or misspeak and let things slide that maybe they should.
That's true. True that.
Yep.
Well, hey.
See, you guys have fond memories, whether you admit it or
not.
We do. We very much do.
I'm not saying I don't love E3.
Mm-hmm.
I will always love E3. I'll have a good soft spot in my heart. But it's time.
Maybe 2026 we'll see something.
No, we won't.
No, we won't. Maybe Jeff Keighley will just bring back E3.
Speaking of E3,
what's up?
Have you guys ever heard
these
of
transitions?
Little Nintendo, a little company called Nintendo? They're pretty new to the
No,
front.
tell me more.
They have this guy. His name's Mario.
Okay,
it's like their mascot.
He
wears a red cap. And he likes to jump on shrooms and take them.
Oh, interesting.
And he trips.
Sounds inappropriate.
He trips hard.
Yeah.
Just like the new game that Nintendo has just announced.
Can you not jump straight to the highlights,
Super Mario Wonder. So if you guys don't know, the Nintendo Direct happened, and as you would have possibly guessed, we're going to talk about it. Surprise, surprise, we like Nintendo. Zach's here.
He might like some of this.
He might like some of it. They had a ton of cool stuff announced, and there's a massive list, and we're going to try and bust through as much as we can. Without picking everything apart.
Yeah, deal.
So let's start it off.
That's what we do.
Some Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC.
It's all you, man.
They just basically showed off the DLC that we kind of already knew was going to happen.
2 big packs.
2 big packs. They're not coming out together. One takes place in like a festival. Looks like the other one takes place at like a brand new school on the sea.
Indigo Disc. That kind of gave me like a Gold Saucer vibe or something like that.
It really, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of like Pokemon Coliseum.
Oh, sure, okay.
Yeah,
it's just like a bunch of cool side activities you can do.
Yeah, which I'm here for. I think the biggest thing that you got out of the trailer, if you didn't know already, is obviously they don't have every single Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet.
Right.
So with these packs, they showed off a bunch of Pokemon that aren't in base game of Scarlet and Violet that you will get. So like, i.e., the first pack, what is it called again?
The Teal Mask.
The Teal Mask has Snorlax in it.
Oh, okay.
And Snorlax isn't in base game.
How is that possible?
Are
there no roads that need to be blocked?
There's
a
lot of Pokemon in that aren't in Scarlet and Violet.
All right.
So we're gonna be getting them a lot of them in the new DLC packs,
cool.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Is there like more regional variations in junk too, or
I don't know.
Okay.
And you're gonna have to pay for these DLC.
Yeah, of course.
Probably about $15 a pop.
Probably.
Yeah.
They have like you can pay for both of them at the same time. Okay. They actually, if you buy the DLC, you pre-order it before it comes out, you actually get a Alolan Zoroark.
Cool.
For your game.
All right.
So yeah.
Alolan, that's random.
Yeah. Well, going
back a few generations.
Not Alolan, Hisuian.
Oh, okay, got it.
Hisuian Zoroark.
And
my bad.
Okay, gotcha. Cool.
Yep.
Right. Do you play these things probably, or what do you think?
I mean, yeah, I'll probably play it.
Okay, cool.
Next.
This is also all you.
I'm not going to talk too much about it. Persona 5 Tactics, Tactica. It is basically I don't know, XCOM-esque.
I thought it looked more like a Final Fantasy Tactics sort of thing.
You know what? You're right. I thought that too, but I also thought Rabbids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Rabbids.
Which is more along the lines of XCOM.
So that's kind of where I see it. Honestly, not interested.
Oh, okay.
Not
interesting.
Like, cool story.
Yeah.
They're chibi. Not really into chibi. Don't really like tactic games that much.
Fair.
Which is ironic because I absolutely love Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Probably one of my favorite Final Fantasy games of all time.
So you do love tactics.
Have you ever played XCOM?
I haven't.
XCOM is very difficult.
Yeah, I know.
Very difficult.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like them.
Mhm.
Because I don't want to have to think when I play video games. I just want to like shut off my brain and just play the game.
Well, Mario and Rabbids basically was that, but
Yeah.
for a different audience,
Which is
and
fun.
it wasn't that hard. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like if you
That's
want that
not true at
style
all.
but have fun.
That game was there
It's
was
challenging, but
definitely some things that I struggled in.
yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, that was that. Myth Force, which is a first person.
It's in the style of like Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
It looks like
Sounds
stuff
so
we watched
fun.
as kids from the 90s.
It does look
Yeah.
like
So it's a
lot of fun.
beat 'em up,
Yep.
and it's first person,
Yep.
and it's in that cartoon style. It looks cool.
Yep.
Yep.
It does look very cool. Detective Pikachu returns. No Ryan Reynolds. Don't care.
Just moving right on.
What else do you want to talk about?
Nothing. It's weird to me that this
making
is
another one.
It's a
Yeah.
$60 game.
Yeah. Do you want to know what's funny? Is the movie was better than the game.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think anyone would argue that.
the ending was a little weird.
I didn't play that game on
but
3DS. Did
neither
you?
did I.
Oh, okay.
No.
But nobody
I have
really.
the amiibo though,
Oh, cool. Okay.
which is big.
Yeah, nobody really talked about it.
Nope.
It kind of just came and went.
Yeah, and apparently they're trying to make
Wise
it come
talking,
again.
coffee drinking Pikachu solving crimes.
I don't know, man. It's weird.
We'll see.
Super Mario RPG.
This was the
remake.
the first big drop in the show.
Yes.
It's real exciting.
Now, it's funny because they actually hinted at it before the Nintendo Direct. They're like, we're going to be bringing a Mario remake of some kind.
Oh, I didn't
And-
hear about that. Well, Nintendo didn't, but there was probably rumors.
There
or
was
something.
rumors.
Yeah. Okay.
When you think about it, there's not a whole heck of a lot of old Mario stuff you can pick from to remake anymore, except this.
Especially
So-
stuff that people have been clamoring.
So
for a
can
long
you,
time.
for us non-Nintendo folk, can you
Yeah.
explain what Super Mario RPG is kind of like all about?
Super
Yeah.
Mario
How it's
RPG is one of it is the first Mario-based RPG game. So like Paper Mario, stuff like that, how those were RPG games. This was the first one. It
Yep.
came out on the Super Nintendo.
It was actually co-developed with Square Enix.
Yep.
So it's straight up an RPG from the golden age of RPGs.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's why it was so beloved, is because it is A, Nintendo Mario, B, Final Fantasy, Square Enix.
And it brought some cool concepts to
Oh,
the
yeah.
existing RPG formula, like a more active battle system.
Yep.
So instead of just like selecting an attack from a menu and then watching the attack played out, you could time button presses with the attacks to
Mhm.
either get more power or attack multiple times in sequence, stuff like that. So they added some more active elements to the battle
So
system.
do you guys think this is going to be like a more in-depth, like, do you think they're going to build upon it like they
No.
have been
No,
taking big
that's-
steps?
it
That's
looks
the
like they're
best
changing
part.
absolutely nothing.
Really?
And that's the best part.
Yeah.
They are adding cutscenes into it.
Oh, sure.
Which
Okay.
is cool. It's a whole graphical rehaul, so it's pretty much remade from the ground up. But hey,
But the
if
perspective,
it ain't broke, don't fix
it's
it.
kind of a isometric perspective, similar to Diablo.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's like
actually
a fixed
exactly like
camera
that, yeah.
angle. It's not fully 3D. The characters have a weird style to them. They're kind of like, I describe them as squatty. They're
Yes.
kind of like short, not quite chibi, but they're just like short versions of themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This game is also where the really funny and interesting writing started in the Mario
Yes,
games, because
yes.
games like Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi games, the games that came later that sort of filled this same void, were always very funny.
Mhm.
And this is really the game that started that. Like Bowser teams up with Mario and Luigi, and he's along for part of the adventure. There's all these interesting side characters
Yeah.
that have personality and character.
Fantastic game. I'm so excited. I
Yeah.
bought 2 versions of it.
Did you already?
Yes.
I
pre-ordered.
I gotta
Nice.
say I don't love the art. It's
Really?
basically like when they took 2D Mario
Mhm.
and made the new Super Mario
Yeah,
Brothers
yeah,
games.
yeah.
It's just like the most basic way to adapt those games into a 3D art style,
Oh, well.
essentially. So I don't love the art, but the game content I know is so solid that I'm not worried about it. I
Yeah.
still think it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Couldn't you imagine like I don't know, like maybe a watercolor look or some other kind of clay or something,
Paper
some other
Mario.
kind of art style that I think it would lend itself well to this.
Wool?
Something
Could
artistic.
they do wool?
That's been done.
Yeah, I
And
guess
it'd be
so.
hard to come up with something new like what we're talking about. Maybe something almost stop motion.
Yeah.
Talk about the Spider-Man movies and stuff all the time.
I see what you're saying.
I just think they could have done something more interesting with the art, but
but I don't find a problem with it.
Yeah,
I think
no.
it'll still be excellent.
it will. It'll be
So-
fun. It'll be
So
fun.
yeah, Super Mario RPG. Look forward to that.
Yep.
They just kind of showed like a small little trailer, but the new Princess Peach game.
Yeah, it wasn't much to go on. It
No.
almost looked like it was a stage play or something, like some kind of performance that's going on that she's a part of.
Yeah.
But it looks good.
Yeah.
Visually, it'll probably be fun.
Peach doesn't have a lot of representation.
There's not a ton of Peach games. Yeah,
Nope,
people
so-
will be excited about that.
Yep. And then next is Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon port.
Yep, that was a
To the
3DS
Switch.
game.
Yep.
It's essentially Luigi's Mansion 2.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
It wasn't great.
Instead of
honestly.
just like one location, you kind of go to a bunch of different locations throughout the game, different haunted locations.
You're
and hunt
essentially a
ghosts.
Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
In that game.
I remember getting real frustrated with this game when I played it on 3DS because the puzzles can be really challenging, and they don't give you a lot of built-in clues and nudging as to where to go next.
Yep.
So it's easy to get stuck and be like, I have no idea what to do. I'm not having fun,
Yep,
and
yep.
turn it off. So, but it looks great, and it should be fun to revisit.
Yep.
Those games are both coming out sometime next year.
Yeah. Well, we don't know too much about them.
Right.
Arkham. I love how normally you read through these, but
This
I'm
is
doing
fine.
it.
I like it.
You know
Yeah,
what?
this
I'm
is
here for
great.
it. Here we
Yeah.
go.
Do it.
Batman Arkham Trilogy coming in fall. All the 3 Batman games.
You know what that is. You know what you're getting.
Exactly.
The first one's worth replaying for sure. I don't know about the other ones.
The second one's really good too.
I didn't like when it went open world. They kind of lost
Third
me.
one is
Oh, okay.
Oh God, you're gonna have to.
Have any of you guys played Gloomhaven? It's a
no.
very popular board
it's,
game.
Yeah, it's a board game.
Yeah.
I haven't. I may have played it once at Mark's house.
Okay. It's some kind of fantasy adventure board game.
Yep. So it's a board game coming to video games.
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
There's been a lot of that
it's
lately.
a great concept,
Mhm.
really.
Yeah.
I know there's been like some get kind of like 3D client platforms that just host like community based board games that are built, which is really neat.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Manic Mechanics.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you guys played Overcooked?
I have. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
It's
game's
that, but you're working on cars.
infuriating.
Oh
It
yeah,
is
it's
infuriating.
really frustrating
Yeah.
for sure. They're fun, but man, you got to be good friends with people to play this game
Yes,
with
you do.
them.
True.
It will test your
or
friendship.
just bad friends.
That too. Yeah. You know what? We're gonna cut this off. Let's just
There we
play
go.
this game together and
Okay.
make a clean break.
Yes, we should. DQM. What is D?
It's Dragon Quest Monsters. I
Oh.
figured you would know about this, but maybe
Interesting.
not.
No. Yeah. I didn't realize that's how you say it.
Okay, yeah.
I literally just say.
I
Dragon
just
Quest.
abbreviate it. So
No,
the
you're
Dragon
fine.
Quest Monsters series is another long-running
It's
Dragon
like
Quest series.
Pokemon.
Oh, okay, got it. I haven't played any of them.
Oh, that's what it is. It's essentially Pokemon,
hmm
but in the Dragon Quest universe.
Okay, because there's a lot of cool iconic monsters in
Oh, yeah.
Dragon Quest, so that makes sense. Just collecting as many monsters as you can.
Yep. So, Pokemon ripoff. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
New Pikmin. Or sorry, I just read what you wrote.
That's
Pikmin
okay.
4.
There was a new trailer for
Yes.
Pikmin 4. We already
Oh.
knew this was coming. We already have a release date, but they showed it again.
I got
and
sweaty palms, bro.
I didn't know you were that into Pikmin.
I love Pikmin.
That's awesome.
I
That's
love
awesome.
Pikmin.
It's one of the cutest
so
games ever.
much. It's so
It's also
fun.
so dark and twisted,
I
too,
know.
if you think about
That's
it.
the best part about it.
Yeah.
And honestly, this game really feels like it's taking almost like a Katamari Damacy approach.
Okay.
Like not so much ball, like
Mm-hmm.
gameplay, so much as world.
Oh, okay.
So like, when you're playing the old Pikmin games, you landed on this unknown planet and there was stuff there that obviously you knew what it was, right? Like it's clearly human stuff.
Right.
But you never really felt like you were on Earth or something like that.
Yeah, right.
In this game, you feel like you're on Earth
Oh, okay.
or some planet that looks like it at
Yeah.
least.
I'm sure it is.
So, I don't know. I just really like the style of the game. It looks fantastic.
I never thought about that angle before. The characters in the game are aliens from other planets, and
Yeah.
they're seeing stuff that would be normal to Earth people.
Yeah.
Earth people. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But to them, it's all so foreign
it's all
and
foreign.
weird.
Yeah.
But then you
exactly.
also run into really weird creatures that are not Earth creatures.
Yeah,
which makes you
exactly.
think maybe it's not Earth.
They
I don't
could
know.
just be bugs.
strange because you see like empty soda bottles and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying is all the enemies and stuff, they're just bugs.
Yeah.
You know?
Interesting. I love it.
Or like the bird thing that comes out of the ground.
Okay, yeah.
It's just a bird.
We don't really need to have answers to all these questions.
No.
It's fine,
No,
right?
no, I know.
I-
No, it
but
doesn't.
I'm like analyzing it in my head, but then at the same time, I'm like, they could do whatever they want. Who
Yeah,
cares? They don't have to
exactly.
explain any of this to me.
It's Pikmin. Who cares?
Yep.
Does it look fun? Yes. Am I going to buy it? Absolutely.
It should be fun. Yeah,
I'm-
I'm into.
I'm so here for it. Metal Gear Solid
Wait.
Oh,
You skip something.
what did I miss?
Along with that, they announced re-releases
yes!
of Pikmin 1 and 2
Yes.
for Switch.
Oh my god, I pre-ordered 2 of that too.
You monster.
Dude, I'm so excited for the re-release
That's
of this
rad.
game.
So
I
you
love
can
it.
already download them on the eShop,
You
but they're
can.
probably doing a physical
Oh.
release too. Right?
Oh, of course.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. I have it twice.
They're a little pricey for my taste.
Whatever.
I hopped on there and I was
Nintendo
like, I'll
takes
check
my
these
money.
out if they're $10 each because
Yeah.
they're just HD versions of the old games,
Mhm.
and they're $25 each.
Yeah.
Or 30 each or 50 for the set if you buy them both.
But if you buy that like Nintendo buy two get one or whatever,
that applies to Pikmin 4. That doesn't apply to Pikmin 1 and 2.
It does.
You get both of them for one of the vouchers or something?
Because the game is one game. I don't know where you were looking.
Well,
when you buy
Pikmin 1 and 2, you can buy them separately.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
When you buy them physically, it comes with both. So.
Got it. Okay.
Anyways.
Okay, now you can move on. That'll be good.
Sorry. So excited. Love Pikmin.
Yeah. Pikmin 3 is also on Switch already. So now you're going to have all 4 of them available, which is cool.
Pikmin 4 comes out July 21st, by the way.
Yep.
I've totally been skipping some of these dates. I'm super sorry about that.
That's all right.
Metal Gear Solid Master Collection looks cool.
I'm into that. That's cool.
I'm not a huge Metal Gear Solid fan.
Metal Gear has almost always been tied up to PlayStation, though. And it's kind of cool to see it coming elsewhere.
I know.
I like that.
I was going to say, wait. Well, it doesn't have anything to do with Kojima
I think
anymore.
5, Phantom Pain, was on Xbox as well. But prior to that, it was only PlayStation.
Yeah. But
So this is 1, 2, and 3, and they're remastered, and they added a bunch of extra stuff like, art book and, collector's edition type stuff within the game, digital things.
Yep.
And they're doing a physical release of this as well. So
yep. That one I probably won't buy 2 of.
Okay. Yeah. Fair. And it does say Volume 1, so that stands to reason that there will be a Volume 2, and what would that consist of, I wonder?
Who knows?
Because there's Metal Gear Solid 4, of course, which is a PS4 or 3 exclusive and never came out anywhere else.
Yep.
But then there's Phantom Pain, Metal Gear Solid 5. I couldn't see that coming to Switch,
and then
but maybe it would.
Then they'll add the crappy zombie one.
Oh, okay. Or there's Revengeance, too, I guess, the Raiden game.
Ooh, they could add the PlayStation games and stuff, or the PSP games.
That's possible. Yeah, good point.
Cool.
There was a few on that, yeah.
Vampire Survivors.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know anything about it.
I've played it on mobile, yeah.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
I've also played it.
It's fun.
On PC. It's a lot of fun.
Have you tried it, Zach?
I have not.
It's so darn basic.
Yeah,
there's almost nothing to it, but it's fun.
Literally, pick character, defeat hordes, get money, upgrade, rinse, repeat.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
And matches take anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes or something like that.
They
Maybe you could go
way longer than that,
I'm
bro.
just bad at the game, apparently.
They go way longer than that.
Vampires are a theme this year.
Big time, yeah.
True,
big time.
True that. Headbangers Rhythm Royale. A music. I don't. What? I must have skipped this.
I looked it up. So
it looks
October
really
31st. Just a bunch of mini games, online multiplayer,
but
cross-platform.
It's all pigeons
Gotcha.
or something?
Yeah, the characters are pigeons.
Yeah.
But a bunch of basically rhythm mini games, kind of filling that Guitar Hero void. You know?
Yeah, we need more
We
rhythm
don't
games
have.
in our lives.
We need more
I'm with
Guitar
that.
Hero. Bring it back.
Bring
Give
it
me
back.
a stupid
Great.
plastic controller.
Isn't it funny
I'll
we're
buy
ready
it.
for that again?
Yeah.
Enough time has passed.
Dude,
we're ready.
Go look at eBay. I'm telling you right now, they're a gold mine, and people sell them for dollars.
It's licensing issues, though, because they have to
Yes,
license
absolutely.
all these tracks, and it's a headache, so that's why they don't do it.
Whatever. Get over it, guys. Give us what we want.
Do it.
The Music Pigeon game comes out the 31st of October.
Yeah.
Penny's Big Breakaway 3D platform collection from Sonic Mania devs.
A collectathon. I put that word in there for you because love you a 3D platformer collectathon.
My bad. I honestly skipped this one.
Yeah, it looks okay.
My
Sonic
bad.
Mania was cool, but
Yep.
I don't know what else they've made.
This one's coming out in 2024. Doesn't give us anything more.
Nope.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 5. Are you getting tired of the Mario Kart
No, they're
tracks?
great. They've
Okay.
been very consistent,
Okay.
and they're good. There's every pack, there's a couple tracks that are not great, and then there's 1 or 2 that are awesome. So that's just been the theme. They're actually adding some characters this time too, though.
Cool.
Which they don't always do.
I have it. I've never played any of the new tracks.
They're
at all.
cool. You should, man. There's some
know.
good ones. There's even some fully new original ones. There's a Christmas themed one that I've never seen before.
Nice.
Yeah.
So PD Piranha, Wiggler, and what is it?
Kamek?
Kamek. Yeah, that's how I say it.
Yep.
The new tracks comes out in summer. This one, I'm actually probably gonna play this. Star
you?
Ocean Second Story.
It's a big
remake.
time commitment, man. Are you ready for that?
Look, man, you know me in RPGs.
Yeah.
I'm never okay. My favorite Star Ocean game is Star Ocean Till the End of Time.
Yeah.
Which they need to remake.
It's the only one I've played, actually.
It's amazing.
It's a good game.
It's so much fun. That one needs to get remade. But this one I'm totally down to give a shot. Just because I've never really tried any other Star Ocean games, and I wouldn't mind diving into the ocean.
I can see why you like it. There's very nice.
See what I did there?
Yeah, good job.
Thanks, Ed.
Hey, you give me a nudge. That was
Hey, I appreciate it. Old man nudge.
Old man, you're getting up there.
Oh no!
I hate to say it.
Oh no!
There's maybe some crossover between something like this and Xenoblade.
Yes.
Because it's sci-fi and fantasy all rolled into one.
Yep.
So I could see why you like this.
Yeah, I would play it.
And the art style is cool for the reimagining of it.
Yep.
Okay. Hey,
WarioWare Move It.
WarioWare's fun, right?
I love me some WarioWare.
They're cool. They're not games you spend a ton of time with. You
No.
know, like you play through it, and after you've seen every mini game, you're almost about done.
I mean,
with
it's
it,
like
but
Mario Party.
kind of.
It's
Yeah.
pretty much the same thing. But
Yep.
they could easily add more through DLC or something like that.
Yeah. I
Why
almost
not?
wonder if they should make like a board game type thing, like make it more like Mario Party, because there's no meat to this game. It's really just mini games.
It's just mini games and that's it.
Yeah.
But there's some story. It's stupid and goofy, but there's story there.
I've always felt like these should be budget titles too,
know,
because
it
there's
does
like
feel like
almost
it.
nothing to them. I don't know if this one's like $50 or $60, but
Who knows?
some of these I think have been coming out at a slightly lower price point.
Uh-huh.
Like what's the new party game that just came out?
Don't know.
1-2 Switch.
That is not recent.
No, there's a new one.
Oh,
that
is
came
there
out
really?
like today or recently.
1-2 Switch was a terrible game when it came out.
I never got to play it.
It's awful.
It's a party
It
game,
is
but like
awful.
those games are a little less expensive. I think that one is for $49.99.
It's
so.
a good thing Nintendo came out with Breath of the Wild when the Switch released, because if they left it to 1-2 Switch to try and carry it on its back,
Yeah.
it never would have been as popular as it was.
That's
I'm
fine, yeah.
I'm saying that right now with confidence.
I've heard that about it.
Um,
This one though, sorry to get sidetracked.
No, you're
This
good.
one, everybody that's present, up to 100 people, can play on their phone
Yes.
along with the game on the TV.
So it's pretty much like what's it called?
Don't know.
Jackbox.
Yeah.
Oh, got
Yeah,
it.
yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
But
That's
you're not
like
just it's not just trivia. You're also like moving around
Good.
and doing different weird
Good.
activities.
Give me cool random weird stuff.
If it works. I mean, do you trust Nintendo to make 100-player multiplayer
No,
game? I don't
absolutely
know.
not. But will I still love it? Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe.
Comes out November 3rd. Star Ocean comes out November 2nd. So it's
Oh,
gonna
good
be
job. Okay.
boom, boom, one right after the other.
Yeah.
Nintendo Live at PAX
Little
West.
reminder that they're going to have some kind of
23.
big thing at PAX West.
I didn't get my ticket.
Oh.
This is kind of crazy though, because PAX Live hasn't been at any other, or Nintendo Live hasn't been at any other PAX.
Nope.
As far as
No,
I
this
can
is
tell.
a brand new
thing.
quote-unquote event, but
Yep.
they've always been at PAX,
Yeah.
except maybe last year?
Yeah, they haven't
It's
gone the
big.
past 2 years.
Got it.
Yep.
So, yeah, maybe this is just them saying we're back at PAX. Come
Yep.
see us. I don't know.
Yeah, but the only way to get tickets is you had to enter a raffle.
And you didn't.
I
And
thought a
I
PAX
didn't get it.
badge got you into Nintendo Live.
Not necessarily.
Oh.
You had to be awarded. You know, you could always email them and tell them that you're media.
That's true.
There you go.
You should do that.
I have some other
You'd be a
ways too. I'm not
reporter
going
on
to
the
talk about
ground.
it, but I have people who
You are media, man.
I don't
I'm telling you.
I don't want to say that my dad works or my uncle works at Nintendo, but I have friends who do. So
They're like, we've heard this one before. Don't
exactly.
waste our
Yeah.
time.
No, but my sister did get one. My
Oh,
sister
cool.
did get a pass. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I'm sure I can finagle my way in there.
Or we'll get her on the show. She can just replace you that
She
week.
replaced
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Tell us what it was
Oh,
like.
Big sad. But
No,
yeah. Excited for that.
Okay.
Oh, this one's for me.
Yeah,
I would
this-
say it'd be for you, but not anymore.
Can't believe this is still a thing. Go on.
Just new amiibos.
Yeah.
Zelda and Daddy Ganondorf.
That's cool.
Are going to be the newest amiibos. You know what? I'm really happy that they're continuing with the amiibo line,
Me too.
even though the Smash series is pretty much done.
Mhm.
Because like amiibos were made specifically for Smash when they first came out.
Yep.
And then the Smash line's almost over. They have 2 more to come out. Pyra and Mythra, which has already been announced. It's going to be coming out next month.
Is that a 2-pack?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
And then Sora, which we haven't gotten
Yep.
anything about yet.
Yeah.
That one might be a little
And
more.
it's going to have a Disney logo on the box.
Oh,
It'll have
God.
to, right? That's weird.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, so more amiibos of Daddy Ganondorf and Zelda.
Hey, I got a problem with this, though.
What?
Where's Roru?
Who?
Roru. He's like my favorite new character.
Don't know who
He's
that
one
is.
Of my, you said you're 50 hours into the game.
Don't
He's
really
introduced in the
care.
first hour. Actually, the first 10 minutes. He's
Oh.
the king.
That guy.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not really a spoiler.
He's there.
You'll see. He plays
Yeah,
he
he's-
plays a much more prolific
Yeah.
role as the game goes on.
Whatever.
He's a great character. I'd love an amiibo of him. That's all
Okay.
I'm saying.
I'm sure you'll get one.
Okay.
And then here we go. The trippiest game.
Yeah.
This immediately made me think of some weird bad trip. Super Mario's Wonder.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Yep.
So just when you think that, what new ideas can you possibly bring to the Super
Elephant.
Mario Brothers franchise?
Elephant.
They're like, oh, hold my beer. We got a few.
Yeah.
we got a lot to throw at
See,
you.
that's the best thing about Mario is you can literally do anything you want
Yeah.
with it, and it doesn't need to make sense.
Yeah.
So who cares?
And it's always been that Nintendo franchise where they just throw all of their craziest
Why wouldn't
ideas
they?
at it.
It's Mario.
I know, and it works in 3D and it works in 2D.
And it works in movies.
Yeah.
So who cares?
The concept here is there's these flowers in the game, and when you touch them, something crazy happens, or a lot of crazy things happen, and the world just sort of morphs around you and becomes something almost unrecognizable.
Those mushrooms are finally catching up.
Like, is that really what they're invoking here?
100%.
It feels like it.
100%. Are you
One
kidding
too many
me?
mushrooms for Mario.
Exactly.
But it looks so much fun.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard to mess up a 2D platforming Mario game.
I honestly,
Yeah.
you're not. This is a unpopular take probably, but I
Hot take. Here we go.
think every 2D Mario game basically since New Super Mario Brothers has been a letdown.
Wow.
Yeah, that entire segue into like new 2D Mario territory,
Yeah.
I think has just been nothing but kind of filler.
Wow.
None of it has felt remarkable or cool. I guess when the first one came out on DS and we hadn't seen any new 2D Mario games for a long time, it was kind of novel.
Yeah.
But then they just kept that same art style, that same formula, and just kept cranking out games for each new system.
Yeah.
And none of them looked great. And then when it made the jump to high definition with Wii U, it looked even worse.
High definition with Wii U.
Yeah, well, it's true.
Lol.
It's like the most basic, generic 3D models you can possibly imagine of Mario.
Yeah, I don't
This is the
disagree with
first
that.
time since the Super Nintendo that they've really like done something unique with the art and tried to make it look like its own game.
Yeah.
Right.
True.
Yeah,
And one thing
love
I
it.
think of too is like, when you hit these flowers, is it going to be like RNG? Like you get something random, like
Oh,
every
interesting.
time.
My guess,
you know,
my
are
guess
the
is
levels
no.
Gonna be
'cause
affected different by different flowers.
Nintendo is so like meticulous about the way they craft this stuff.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see it being left to chance like that. But maybe I'm wrong. That
What
would be
was
kind of cool.
What was that
Yeah.
one game? It was like the Mario World Builder. You guys will know the name.
Oh, yeah,
Mario
Super
Maker.
Mario Maker.
Mario
man.
Maker.
Mhm.
Like Mario Maker was pretty big. People were making all kinds of levels, all kinds of random
It's
stuff that
crazy.
you
Yeah.
had to, kind of power through and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
can't imagine something like that if they let it be that,
When we watched this trailer, my wife was like, I wonder how many of these ideas they got from player levels.
I
in
know,
Super
right?
Mario
I was
Maker.
thinking the
'Cause
exact
why
same
not?
thing.
Yeah.
But when you have full control over every element of the game, you can do such crazy stuff.
True.
Do you like that pipe inchworm thing? So good. There's a
Yeah.
pipe laying on the ground, and he gets one of these things that it just
Who-
turns into an inchworm and
Oh,
starts crawling across the
whoever
Whoever
level.
would have thought,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Who would have thought that, drugs?
I mean, everybody was kind of thinking it, but this is Nintendo and Mario, so we really don't have to like.
It's just,
We
go
totally,
there as
we
well.
Magic.
totally have
We
to.
do.
Oh, it's magic, all right. Don't you worry about it. I've been to EDC.
Oh, I can't wait to play it. When does this game come out? It's pretty soon,
yeah.
actually.
Let's see here.
October 20th.
Yeah.
So I already have this pre-ordered as well.
Of
Are you
course
gonna
you
play
do.
it?
You're
You're not that into the 2D platformers
not
or
really.
what?
I'll come over to your house and play it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
You can make me a sandwich.
Yeah.
I can jump on your trampoline.
There's
and I can
roller
sleep in your
skating
room with you.
Koopas. There's just so much cool stuff going
Yeah.
on. There's a lot of like elements that make movement seem fun and fast and interesting too.
Uh-huh.
Like he's ziplining and stuff like that.
You know what they say?
What?
Say yes to no. Say yes or say pizza to drugs.
Never heard that before.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I'll take your word for it.
My man. Well,
It should
hey.
be fun. That was the highlight of the direct for me. It looks fantastic.
Well, hey. I don't mean to push us along here, but we
Mhm.
definitely went over an hour. My bad.
Did we already?
Yeah.
Well, we're doing that now.
Can
Well,
we talk
we're not
about
mad about it.
one more thing? I want to hear his thoughts on it before we wrap up.
Okay.
Mhm.
Starfield.
Yeah.
What
we
do you
already
guys
talked
think?
about that.
So we did talk about
We
it
got,
last
we
week
got some
Yeah.
little more. Oh yeah.
because there was like a 45-minute presentation during the
Mhm.
not E3 thing, the Microsoft presentation, and I don't think either of us were all that impressed. Scott, you hadn't watched the whole thing, had you?
No.
Zach, did you watch much of that or any
No,
of that?
I went over some of the details and stuff over
Got
what
it.
they said about the world generation or
yeah.
universe generation,
So-
whatever. But
Well, since we already talked about it,
Huh?
let's hear your thoughts. What did you think of what you read or heard
I'm
or
like
saw?
all the hubbub, all the hype is. I feel like
Hullabaloo.
it's all self-generated. So they're like, oh, it's gonna be this fantastic universe where you can go and explore. It sounds like No Man's Sky.
This
and you're-
Scott
and
said
you're-
that like
Huh.
And
four
you're
times.
not-
Where did I hear that before?
And
That's
you're
so
not,
weird.
You're not gonna impress me. I'm not
Yeah.
impressed. I'm not
Oh.
gonna pre-order.
This whole game of like, here's how big our game is.
I
is
am a
he needs to
critic.
die. We
Right
need to
away.
stop hearing people brag about how massive their game is.
Yeah.
Because big
It
does
doesn't
not
matter.
mean good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
Look,
Yeah.
Zelda did it. They made the same map twice,
and then they made another map,
then they
made a third map, and
so okay, yeah, they added things above, they added things below, but the map is still the same map,
yeah,
and it is fantastic.
and they filled it with all kinds of cool stuff.
They filled it with everything. There's not a single point there's nothing to do. There's something to see everywhere.
So we had
cool that you can see everything in Starfield, but who knows if you're ever gonna see it, because who knows if you'll ever go there.
Yeah. Well, we got a tidbit from your boy Todd this week about
of
that
course.
very thing.
My boy Todd
I think
Howard.
Zach was about to say it.
That's my best friend.
Go ahead.
So he
Schoolmate.
basically said,
We went to high school together.
I don't know where he was being interviewed or where he was talking about the game again, but he said that 10% of the 1,000+ planets in this game have life on them. So
Great.
at least with No Man's Sky, they tried to did they randomly or procedurally generate creatures to populate these various worlds? It sounds like most of these planets are just going to be rocks in the sky with maybe some resources to gather on them.
It's intentional, and they said there is going to be stuff to do on those planets, but it's what I would imagine. Have you guys played No Man's Sky at all?
No, I have not.
So No Man's Sky, you can go explore, and you can get points for exploring and stuff like that. And it's like, that's what I imagine for a barren planet. What else are you going to do with a barren planet besides like make an exploration system or points to go find, or resources you have to go locate?
Yeah.
You're not doing anything outside the norm that we haven't already experienced with the game that came out 10 years ago.
Yeah, so why? The question is why? Why have 1,000 planets? Why not have 50 awesome planets?
Why not just have one map?
50 is still a lot, 10 might be like, that's not impressive, but
50 well-crafted, explorable planets.
Yeah, with main storyline content on all of them that takes you to all of them.
Bro,
that'd be great.
Exactly.
Go back and play Fallout 3, okay? It took one map to impress me.
Fallout 3 is great.
Well, I mean, we're just talking about different genres here. We're talking about like a space exploration.
Yeah, which is
and there's
that's fine and dandy, but like
this game's just not for you from that standpoint.
Stop with this 1,000 and 10,000 planet that like who cares?
It does get old.
Like I love exploring every inch of a game, and with those kind of games I can't because it's not feasible.
There's already games that fill that space. There's an older game called Elite Dangerous where you can.
I love Elite Dangerous.
It's like a 1x1, kind of build. It's procedurally generated, but 1x1 build of the Milky Way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you can hop into a solar system, and you have two like dual suns. They're orbiting each other with like plasma. Coming. It's just an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And it fills that void already. So this game that they're pushing, that everybody seems so quote unquote hyped about.
Mm-hmm.
It's not doing anything.
Yeah, okay.
It's No Man's Sky all over again.
Yeah. Unless
the only difference is they won't lie about like half the stuff that they'll put. I mean, I guess they could. It's Bethesda.
They redeemed themselves.
I'd like to think you could ignore all of that and just play through the story, just go to the cool planets and have a cool experience.
Yeah.
If you're not into the actual space exploration part of it.
Yeah.
If not, that's a big problem. That's a big misstep because players like me who would. That's the only part I'd be interested in is the story, the main content, the big planets with the big cities and stuff on them.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't just do that and you're forced to interact with all these other systems, I'm not interested at all.
You know what will make me mad is if I get a quest that says, hey, go to this planet and go mine this stuff and come back and give it to me.
Yeah,
no.
I'd like to think after decades and decades of making RPGs, Todd knows better.
No.
But we'll see.
Look,
it's hard to say.
You know what? They could have had Elder Scrolls out this year if they never would have even considered Starfield.
Hurt my heart like that,
I'm just saying. Elder Scrolls could have been out by now.
So did you see what Todd said about Elder Scrolls?
Yeah, it's not coming out until like what, 2026?
He said 5+ years before we're going to see Elder Scrolls 6. So that's what, 2028, 2029?
Dude, this world's going to be gone by then.
It might as well not even be coming.
I can't think that far.
I know.
2029.
And we have Starfield to thank
for
that.
We're not ready.
Like, I want him to be creative and make the games he wants to make. But if
I don't,
if you're
give me more Elder Scrolls, give me more Fallout.
This is for Todd.
Yeah, Todd.
If he's going to do that, entrust some other people to tackle these other properties.
Yeah.
Like have a whole separate team on Elder Scrolls and a whole nother team on Fallout.
They
release one every 2 or 3. No, Todd oversees all of those games directly.
Oh, I see.
That's why it's like 5 years between every release. That's why it takes so long. And he took another detour with Fallout 76 before Starfield,
which was awful.
That's why
it sucks.
That's why it's been. Skyrim was Fallout 4 was the last entry, right? In his proper games.
Yes.
That was like what, 2013 or something?
Yeah.
2014?
Yeah.
It's been almost 10 years.
That's crazy.
That's why we don't get games from Bethesda, big RPGs from Bethesda nearly as often. So and he's gonna have to pass the torch sooner or later anyway because he's not an old dude, but you probably don't want to spend your entire career doing one kind of thing just over and over and over. You think so?
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. So, and maybe he wants to retire, like our boy Reggie. You never know.
I know. Look at Reggie. He's happy. He's out fishing down in the Bronx.
Yeah.
I don't think he's actually fishing down
fishing
there.
in the Bronx.
Fishing in the Bronx.
I don't think you'd want to catch those fish.
He might be fishing in like Redmond or something like that.
Yeah. Lake Washington.
There you go.
Yeah.
Reggie,
So that's unfortunate.
We miss you.
We're ending on a downer here.
I know.
Can we not end on a downer?
Yeah. Maybe we can get a good question of the day.
Lush foil.
What?
Lush foil.
Oh, that's not a question.
I just put this on the doc for Zach.
What is Lush foil? Is that like
I'm
is
not
that
aware.
like a new bath bomb from Lush? Or?
That sounds all right. No, there was a presentation from Annapurna Interactive.
Mm-hmm.
They talked about like 5 upcoming projects. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them. They did Stray. That's probably their most recent popular thing.
Yeah.
So that game is going multi-platform. It's coming to Xbox soon. They showed off a couple other games, like a Blade Runner game. But one of the games they showed is called Lush Foil, and it's a photography game.
Oh.
The entire game is about just exploring cool vistas and scenery and taking awesome shots.
It's like a Fatal Frame.
Except not horror. So I wondered if I was hoping you would have watched it. I didn't even say anything about it, so I'm not surprised you didn't. But I was curious if this would either like be appalling and insulting or interesting to you.
You know, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
intrigued just by the name and by like how you kind of described it, but I'll take a look at
It's
it. It's beautiful.
beautiful. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd love to hear it. It's not like some weird art style or something. It's very much going for photorealism. And the scenery just looks gorgeous, but it's not real life. So I'm like, would a photographer appreciate this, or would they be like, "What's the point? Why don't I just go outside with my camera?"
It really depends on how they build it. There's already like a kind of AR type game. It's for mobile. You basically take photos in real life and you upload it, and you get points, and there's competitions and stuff like that. So there's a game that fills that void already, and it's really popular. I'm curious to see like what it is, what it's like, what the gameplay is like. And
you should watch the trailer. I'm curious to see what you think too.
I will.
Okay,
I will.
Lush Foil. It's a weird name.
You guys ready for the question of the month of the week?
of the month.
Scott's gyrating with anticipation.
So this happened in our recent past, and you guys might be aware of it. But what
is it? Tracer from Overwatch?
What gaming company was fined the largest fine in the industry, and why?
Oh.
The largest fine.
What company and how much were they fined?
And we're not talking about Microsoft here, right?
No.
This is
I'll avoid that. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not Microsoft.
That's a good question. I remember hearing about like lawsuits. Yeah. Like the famous Nintendo and Universal Pictures lawsuit and stuff like that. But we're not talking about lawsuits. We're talking about straight up fines. You broke the law and you're going to pay a certain amount of money to make amends.
Exactly.
I have a feeling, and I'm going to just go out on a limb here. I'm going to say Blizzard. I don't know what they would have paid, but they had that. I know this is also a whole lawsuit thing. Okay. But I mean, technically, they broke a lot of labor laws too.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna say Blizzard. I couldn't give you a specific amount, but I will. I'm gonna say Blizzard, Activision Blizzard.
Give me a
ballpark
of what you think the fine is.
Probably like, I don't know. We'll say 15 million.
15 million.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I think it's maybe like a sports game or something.
I mean,
and I'm guessing it has to do with licensing.
If it was, it would be from 2014. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Why?
Because the last time they had any kind of licensing issue was when they stopped making the NCAA football games and basketball games.
Interesting.
Actually, basketball ended in 2010. And
listen to this.
How do you know this?
Go on.
How do you know this?
The football games ended in 2014. So,
what?
Yeah.
Who are you?
Yeah. Because
trivia master.
They tried to get all the likenesses for all the college kids.
Yeah,
but wouldn't give them any kickback for it.
Oh.
So the players sued the NCAA franchise
That's my answer. Thank you.
Yeah, go for it.
You
You're
want
fine.
that? You want to
No,
change
no.
your answer?
No, you're good.
Yeah,
I mean, if
that's good.
if it's right, then I know that I'm right.
NCAA 2014.
2014. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
What do you need?
It's my best guess.
Throw a price
The
on
amount
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the hard one right there.
Throw a
I
price
couldn't.
up
I
there.
It
couldn't
could be
give
like
you.
multiple players' likenesses. And how do you
Multiple.
put
Try entire
and
teams,
how do you put
bro.
a value on that?
How many players are on a football team? 20, 30, something like that.
Well, you're talking about a pro NFL team was like 90.
I'm talking about college football, bro.
I mean, you're probably thinking
Probably
more.
60.
$300 million.
Yeah, that's not a bad guess.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Man, that makes
Cool.
my
Good
number
try,
sound
guys.
stupid.
Yeah, it does.
You want to know why I know that?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Why I know that stupid information is because the games are stupid expensive.
Oh.
So NCAA basketball 2010 is like a $90 game, and NCAA football 2014 is about $120.
That's so weird.
game.
Wow.
And the reason being is because they were the last years
Yeah,
that they
look it
made.
up.
Got it.
But
You
they're coming out.
shoulda.
They're coming out with a new NCAA football either this year or next year, and they like fix the licensing issues that they're having. So
Paying people.
yeah, exactly. They're paying people. They're
Yeah.
paying students, to go to college and play football.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
It's worked for a long
That
time.
should
I'm
have been
sure.
our question of the week.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was really, really
I would have
good.
gotten it right away.
Yeah.
No, I am interested to hear the answer to that question.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
You can always listen back.
Yeah, there you
You know,
go.
I'm just gonna cut out this entire bit right here, just so you can't.
This has been great.
Yeah.
Very educational.
Or I'm gonna
Thanks,
chop
Scott.
it up and make it sound like nothing, and you'll never know.
Great. I can't wait.
NC 2000
Get
last
some,
game.
Get some remix going.
Yeah, exactly, just
Okay.
like that. Well, hey guys,
Hey.
thanks for coming to my room.
It's been fun, man.
I appreciate
been
when you guys.
fantastic.
I appreciate when you sit on my bed, on
I need to figure out the situation
on
here.
the soft side, and I enjoy when you sit in
Camping chair.
my lawn chair that
I
I've had
love it.
since like the early 2000s.
It's a little sun faded. Yeah, you've had this a while. I can tell.
It was back when I was on swim team, back when like in elementary school.
So it got a lot of chlorine damage then, probably.
my
huh?
parents brought that to every swim meet.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And it's been around for like 20
I
plus
feel
years.
special.
Isn't that
Okay.
crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Piece of history
Yeah.
here.
And I'm sitting in my fat chair.
Yeah, it's just a,
This is a
nice.
big
It's
and
just a
tall
computer chair.
This is a big and tall chair.
It's not a G-Force or whatever.
Oh
What's
God,
the PewDiePie chair?
I can never do one of those gaming chairs again.
Yeah.
I had one time.
You need one of those Pink Diva gaming chairs, bro.
Maybe that'd
It's
be
like,
a
that's
little
the
different.
exception I would
Yeah,
make.
I'd put that in my garage.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked
Yes,
now.
we are.
Now we're just adding time to add time.
Yeah.
Well, hey guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you. This is
Thank you
great.
for hosting.
Absolutely.
Thank you for doing everything
I love
you
you
do.
guys. I love you guys out there as well.
Us too.
That listen to
Um,
this show.
Yeah.
course.
And from Brittin,
Yep.
from Zach,
Bye-bye.
and I'm Scott, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
The pharmacy is now closed.